let's get right into our main topic. Today we're talking about doing wifey duties by being a girlfriend. So last week was Moneybag Zio's birthday, his 30th birthday, and his girlfriend Ari purchased him 28.8 acres of land for his birthday. And the girls on the reel, the women on the reel were saying that she was doing wifey duties as a girlfriend. And there's certain things that you should not purchase or you should not invest in if that's not your husband yet. Lizzie, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like if you have the money to spend it, then spend it. The girls on the real, obviously, they don't have the money to spend it. I know that. And but no, but I don't think it was I think it was a great gift that Ari gave Moneybag Yo. I don't think you have to sit there and relate marriage to a gift. I think a gift is a way to just show somebody that you're thankful for them and you appreciate them. So she's just showing how much she appreciates him. I don't think that relates to actually you having to be married to somebody.
So. Yeah, I agree. And then, honestly, I don't know how much 20.8 acres is, but the amount of money they spent on jewelry alone could buy freaking acres or whatever. So, she said, like, what's wrong with giving my boyfriend generational wealth? That is so true. Like, instead of spending money on jewelry, what's wrong with setting him up? Like, who knows what goes on in their relationship or whatever, but clearly, like, she made a post saying that, she loved him. There's a lot of stuff that he do for her, and she want to show her appreciation. I don't think anyone should have to wait until they're married to get luxury gifts. Like, that's my opinion. Like, I don't want to have to wait until I'm married for you to give me a luxury gift. Like, if you love me now, show me your appreciation now. Like, like the whole term, like, doing wifely duties and you're still a girlfriend, like, I still need a clear definition of that, because it's like, why would you be in a relationship and hold yourself back? Because I know when you're with that man, you want that man to give you your all or whatever. You don't want, like, okay, I just get half of him and then I unlock different doors when we get married. Like, no, we're in love now, we're in a relationship now or whatever, and of course we're gonna continue to level up, but in the midst of it, I want you to give me your all, and I want to give my all into this relationship as well, because you can be married to someone and be married to the wrong person and giving the wrong person your all. Absolutely. So when you find the right man and you're in a relationship with the right man, I think there's nothing wrong with giving your all to the right man.
Yeah. And I think that being in a relationship should be the groundworks to a marriage. It's the training point and the building up to a marriage. Nobody typically does not just jump into a full-on marriage unless you have arranged. But so I think that there isn't really a separation between marriage and relationships in that aspect, because you should be trying to build your partner up. Your partner should be building you guys up and you guys should be building together to a really good relationship. I don't think you can't even get to a point of marriage if you don't do that. And even when you speak to people that's been married for years or whatnot, they always tell you now it's move in with, don't get married if you did not move in with that person or you don't know how that person is or etc. So I do think that there's nothing wrong with treating and giving your all into a relationship so that it can lead to a marriage.
Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying, but I know you guys heard that saying, like, if you give too much, what's the reason for marriage? And a lot of men sometimes say that to women, like, oh, why do you need a paperwork, or why do you need something to why do you need marriage in order to know that I love you, or why does that have to be the end goal? So how do you know how to balance that? Like, okay, this is the love of my life. This is the person I want to be with, but I do also want to hold him accountable to let him know that marriage is, the end goal for me, if that is the end goal. Like, how do you balance that?
I think men tell you that. I think as women, we just don't want to listen. I think when you're speaking or talking to a guy, if he's not talking to you about marriage, or if the conversation isn't about growth, you should be knowing that as a woman. I think you should know that from the get-go. And then you could step back or reevaluate the relationship and then reevaluate what you do. But if you're with somebody and you guys are both talking about, okay, marriage and building and being with each other long term, then I think that's when you can sit there and do those extra responsibilities, because he's telling you that this is the end plan, or this is the future. A lot of men tell you if they do or don't want to be married.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like those signs happen early in relationships where you can tell that this relationship is not going to move further from a relationship. And it all goes back to like the right man. The right man would know that the end goal is marriage. And that is something and I feel like with a lot of relationships that it's not talked about a lot or whatever. You just hope and pray, like, he proposed to you. But if that's what you want, if that's what you want out of a relationship, that is something that you should say from the get-go. Like, I'm looking for marriage, I'm looking for a family, I'm looking for stability. Those conversations are important early on into a relationship. You don't want to wait 5 years down the line and you're like, hello, like, I want to get married, what are you doing? Well, we never talked about those things or whatever. Those conversations are important. It's not like you just hope and pray, like, okay, no, you have to state what you want, I believe.
So are there certain sexual things that you will hold back from either a relationship versus a marriage? Like a threesome. Would you do a threesome in a relationship but not a marriage? Would you do anal in a marriage but not in a relationship?
I do think certain things should only happen in a relationship. Like a threesome, I wouldn't want to bring that in my marriage. I wouldn't want to do that in my relationship stage or whatever. I'm still considering a threesome. But once we're married, I wouldn't want to invite another female into our...
But that's when men could then turn around and say, oh, but we did it before. You're not as fun as you were before.
Girl, fuck him. Like, the fuck?
So do you think that, Lizzie, with you saying that, do you think a threesome should be invited early on in the relationship versus once you guys are getting a little bit more serious?
No, I think it should be when you guys are more serious and not.
Well, yeah, more serious, but not in a marriage.
Like I'm saying that for me, the chances of that happening will be more likely with marriage than dating somebody, because dating, I don't know, but for me, it'll be most likely with marriage and not dating.
And let me just say that that's the only thing I would not invite, like, only thing I would do in a relationship. Everything else is like, we're doing everything during a relationship. Like, we're not waiting for marriage. Like, no, we're doing all type of sexual acts.
It's just a threesome that's off limits.
The threesome cannot go into the marriage. My personal opinion. Like, I do not want to invite a threesome into my marriage.
Okay.
But I do think that's when it just, if you do everything, if you give up the tricks all at the beginning, what you got at the end?
The more in love we are, the better the tricks are.
Okay.
Like, the deeper the relationship, you get, the better the tricks.
Mental, not physical.
Mentally, like, damn, like,
physically, it's boring AF.
This ain't the same dick I had when we was in a relationship, man.
In your head.
In my head. But do you feel like so you feel like after a while sex get boring with one partner? That's what you're saying?
I think it can.
I think it could have the possibility to it. That's why I think with that you should more like, okay, bring different stuff out later on. So,
and I think with men especially, I think men live by the same, not all men. Some men live by the same, that the best pussy is new pussy. The fact that it's new, he ain't never had it before. So I feel like in order to keep it spicy, not threesome wise, because I don't know if I will be comfortable having a threesome in my marriage. I don't know. but I just feel like certain things you should try to prolong later in the relationship just to keep it kind of spicy when things. What's tea, Minnie?
I know, right? Yeah, she looking.
Because we've been fucking each other since 2015. Like, wow. What y'all tell me?
Put on a new wig. Put on a new wig, child.
Hello.
Girl, I be fucking with my braids on, my meat meal braids on. We be coming home after a good time. I'll be like, in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my wig on. I'm gonna keep.
You know what you do? You fuck him with your costume on, your carnival costume.
Oh yes, that is so true. But it's like you know when they say when you get comfortable in a relationship, because I'd be like, okay, you know, I look cute. I'm gonna stay like this to have sex or whatever. Child, by the time we get in the house, bloop, take it off, having sex with my meat meal braids on.
You know what it is. You know I clean up nice.
Exactly. You know how I look when I go out, but you better get this pussy, okay?
Better get how you can take it.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I feel like there are certain things that we would do in a marriage that we wouldn't do in a relationship. For instance, finances. Do you think that you should combine your finances in a relationship, even if you're living together, right? You're living together. Do you guys share bank accounts at that time of a relationship? Or do you wait until you guys are either engaged or married?
Go, Minnie.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know a relationship. Nah, we're not sharing. We don't have a joint account. We don't like, you know, we love each other and we do plan the future together or whatever. But like you said, there are certain things you do have to wait until marriage. Like, I'm not joining our accounts together or having a joint account while we're in a relationship. And although when you're married, anything can happen. You can still get a divorce or whatever. Anything can happen during a marriage or whatever. But in a relationship, I feel like, you know, your finance is your finance, my finance is my finance or whatever. Of course, we come together and we help each other in any aspect that we can. But at this point, right now, we both agree that we don't have to have a joint bank account or whatever. One thing that we do is, like, if we have a goal and it's like money-wise, it's like a goal we have money-wise or whatever, we do like save that amount together. That's one thing we do. Yeah, so it's like if we say, for example, this is just an example. Say we want to buy a new couch or something or whatever. So we're gonna save for that new couch together. Like, we're gonna put money in the shoebox together to save.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just an example, whatever. But it's like, okay, when I get paid and he get paid, it's going to the same account. No, we're not there yet.
And that makes sense. You know, you guys are still in a relationship. You guys are still building, and then, you know.
And I think that's one of the big things when it comes to marriage, is that you're literally putting your finances together. That I don't think should be done too early, because that's literally the whole point of marriage, is a legal binding contract between two people. So if you guys are already doing everything underneath the table, that's when it then becomes, what's the point of, you know, being married, because now you're cohabitating.
That's true. Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying that I guess we can end the conversation that there are things that you can do in a relationship, and there's some things that you do want kept just for your marriage.
Yeah. That is true. But I still feel like luxury gifts, you should not wait until you're in a marriage to give me a luxury gift. Like, do not wait until we're married to give me a luxury gift or take me on luxury trips. Do that shit now, okay?
But I do think that is, to me, I feel like relationship, you should travel the world together before, you know, you guys either settle down and get married and have children. Go travel the world. And to me, that is luxury. You know?
No, it is, because, you know, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but when you get married, it's like a retirement in a sense or whatever. Like, you're not able to do, especially when you have children or whatever, you're not able to move like how you used to move when you was in a relationship, just traveling the world. That's just in my mind.
And maybe we have to change that aspect, because I think that's why a lot of men fear marriage, because they feel like they lose some type of freedom, or they can't do what they were doing in a relationship. And so that may scared them away. So maybe they need to change that mindset, because I feel like marriage should be something that you look forward to. It shouldn't be like, oh damn, I'm married now. Like, no.
Yeah, that's true.
It should be a reward.
I agree.
You hear that, EJ?
A reward. Come to the other side.